Did you see a weird connection of all the past lone gunman shooters? And then they have mugshots, and they all look like weird incels with a weak chin.
Lee Harvey Oswald, basically, yeah.
With a weak chin.
I saw that.
Yeah, weak chins is always a thing.
Welcome back to Careful Boys. Today we're talking about rumors that we think are true.
Look at all these rumors surrounding me every day. All right, I'm too old. You guys don't know.
Well, the hottest rumors are the Charlie Kirk stuff. You believe any of those?
About how it wasn't one man acting alone, it was like a network.
Of the Jews?
Could have said any other word.
I heard a Discord community.
But there's both?
There's both, yeah.
Discord trans ones?
Mm-hmm.
And then there's the Jew one?
So there's one that's pretty reputable, which is that he was active in this community and he actually reached out to his community to let them know, hey dudes, I'll see you later. It was me. Like deuces out and out, and catch you on the next one.
Yep.
So that's confirmed. The Jews one,
Really?
that's up in the air. Nobody knows anything. That's just completely Nick Fuentes online speculation stuff.
But I thought he was pro-Israel.
That's the other guy. What's his name? Max Blumenthal and
Dave Smith?
Max Blumenthal, Candace Owens saying that.
What about that theory or the thing that Candace Owens was talking about, where she got the other angle from that guy that had a camera behind him, and then the guy wouldn't give it up for some reason, and then he was like, all right, I'll call you and you can watch it through the camera or whatever.
Cool, just show us to us.
And then he showed it to her, and it was like there was no blood on the back, which meant the bullet didn't go through, which meant the bullet was still in him. But the authorities were saying that they needed to go find the bullet.
Well, I guess fog of war, maybe you could argue that we don't know everything, but we saw the bullet ricochet up into his neck. So that kind of makes sense in a way. Yeah. Like where the bullet wouldn't go through.
But then for some reason, there were conflicting reports saying that it went all the way through and that they had to search for it, which was weird. I don't know.
I'm not staying updated because I've been here for the past couple of days. I got a lot of catching up to do. But I recently saw that like 15 minutes after the shooting, he's like getting chicken nuggets or something.
Yeah.
You saw that, right?
Yeah, Candace posted that photo.
Yeah. And then I was like,
At Dairy Queen.
why is he getting a fucking McFlurry?
It was a Dairy Queen, so you can't get a McFlurry at Dairy Queen.
That's true.
So we want to clear that up out there. We want to clear that
You're
up.
spreading misinformation.
It's a misconception out there. You cannot get a McFlurry at Dairy Queen.
What about, did you guys read this? I don't know how it's connected, but I think I was just skimming. You know, you can only read as fast as your thumb is going. So my thumb's just on autopilot, then I just read the headlines as fast as I can. But there's one about how, like, during the shooting, there was, or like shortly after the shooting, a plane took off. And then they took their like fucking tracker transponder thing off.
And it was within 15 minutes, I think, of the site
And it was its first flight in like hella long.
Yeah, and then it goes back on like an hour later or something. And then I think a tweet went out or something. I'm like, that's what happens when you just.
That's crazy.
I did see that.
Yeah, there's a lot of crazy, cool, interesting rumors throughout all of that whole thing. But
Some of the ones that I saw from shooters analyzing, they think this was the exit wound, and they think the bullet came from the side.
Yeah, they were like talking about that window.
Well, there's that like gun flash.
Yeah,
the
they
little
thought
muzzle
it
flash
came from the side, and then this was the exit wound, so that's why he fell this way.
Yeah, that was he slumped forward.
Yeah, but
Yeah,
it's like,
interesting.
who knows? Because we don't even know what the actual weapon is. Yeah, and then we don't know.
Well, it was Grandpa's rifle, apparently.
Could be one of those, and we don't know what kind of round it uses. So it's hard to kind of like do the forensics without knowing any of those two.
The thing that makes me think like, what the hell is like, the claim right now is he disassembled the rifle, went down, and then put it back together, put it in a
Throw it in the woods.
And I'm like, why would you like put it back together?
I heard he didn't disassemble the rifle. He just like threw it.
But you know the footage of him jumping off the building?
Yeah, there's no rifle.
Is that real or no?
I don't know.
No, that's a real.
When I watched that video,
That was released by the
it
police.
looked like he had a backpack, which to me, he disassembled the rifle, put it in the backpack.
He didn't have a rifle on.
He didn't have a 6-foot bag with him. He had like a regular backpack that you see him jump with, and it looked like he had a straight up concussion when he jumped off the top of that roof.
And it's like they said it's wrapped in a towel.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I'm like, if he jumped off like that, then later he fucking assembled it and then threw it away in the woods. That's
Yeah, weird.
That's weird. No, that's for sure weird.
So weird, man.
What do we genuinely think? Because rumors we think are true. It's like, what do we really think?
Well, I mean, I could assume that, like, for how high profile of a situation this is, on top of that, to the point where, like, the president's involved in a different way or in any way, that, like, why would they not, like, investigate to the fullest degree the forensics, all the information, or, like, use it as a tool to, like, benefit whatever version of how this could be beneficial for their campaign? Or, you know, like, why would there be questions or rumors or conspiracies on, like, it's a different shooter, blah, 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 unless it was so high up, the conspiracy or the reasoning for his assassination, that's where it needs to be, like, hush hush to the general public.
Are you meaning like the pictures, like the side by side, they go, that doesn't match, like this isn't the right shooter?
Anything, conversations about the shooter, conversations about the plane, conversations about the gun or the muzzle flash from a different building and the exit wound or the bullet, like, it's so high profile and in quote unquote, like, on the side of, like, the president, they're like, why wouldn't they do the deepest version of investigation in order to put those things to rest? Or
Maybe they are right now.
It takes time.
Middle of it, yeah. I will say this. Is it that crazy to think, given all the reaction that we've seen on Twitter and on Blue Sky and everywhere, is it that crazy to think that one person could have killed Charlie Kirk?
No, I don't think it's crazy to think that.
Because I think that there's so many people who are pretty down with that it makes sense that maybe one guy did.
Like one person was just like, I need to stop Hitler, and then they take it upon themselves to do it.
I think always when you consider options, you always have to consider the simplest option, and then you also have to consider the most complicated.
100%.
Complicated would be some, of course, high up here, fucking elite group of people that masterminded it, or it could just be a guy that goes, fuck that guy, he's coming to this school, I'm shooting him tomorrow.
That's why I like the theory of this. I forgot who posted it, but it was this thing called the lone gunman fallacy, where, like, all throughout history, like, people have been assassinated all the time, and it was always very clearly this group did it, that group got hit. And then as time went on, we got to modern days, magically it's always a lone guy that's just cuckoo. And, like, the whole thing is, like, why wouldn't the elites eventually just start doing that rather than always, like, be like, we did it?
You're like gassing up some cuckoo bananas person.
Which is like that's a pretty, like, you know, interesting thing to think about, but also that also exonerates any cuckoo guy that can just take a shot at someone. Any of us could do that right now. You know what I mean? Like,
right. So that's why I always go back to Occam's razor, where it's like the simplest explanation is likely to be true, because I don't need to, like, go to crazy cuckoo bananas land and bounce off different ping pong balls on the wall to find out somebody wants to kill Charlie Kirk, because I saw the reaction. So many people are so, like, let's go, brother, about it, that I think that it's totally possible.
That helps that case a lot. Right. But then you also think about, once you get other details, that's when you start going, this is fishy, because in the same way that the Stephen Paddock shooting seems like the simplest thing, that guy went crazy and shot everybody, and then you hear details about how much firepower he brought up there and, like, all the conflicting reports of, I hear gunshots coming from here, then you start to go, maybe it's not that simple.
Not to mention 2 people were in the room, according to the sheriff's department.
According to the sheriff's department.
They said a lady was up there.
Yep.
But then they closed the case saying that he was just the lone gunman again.
And a Saudi Arabian prince flew out on the same time.
And a helicopter.
Did you see a weird connection of all the past lone gunman shooters? And then they have mugshots, and they all look like weird incels with a weak chin.
Lee Harvey Oswald, basically, yeah.
With a weak chin.
Saw that.
Yeah, weak chins is always a thing.
Yeah. Gotta watch those weird weak chins, guy.
Mm-hmm. It's a profile.
Underbites.
There's something about loners, right? That's the whole idea.
Yeah, totally, yeah. I mean, that's shooters, and, like, most, like, weird mass shooters in general, same deal. Like, they're not the popular guy, you know, there's, like, a look.
You think that changes anything now? Like, all these guys that are doing the public speaking engagements, they got to roll with deep security or have to beef it up?
I think they have to, yeah. Especially drone stuff. They should use drones on all that stuff.
Oh, yeah, wasn't there a thing about a drone, too? Yeah. That there was...
They spotted one.
And, like, it flew off, and they're, like, little, like, snapshots of this, like, little...
Exact time the shooting happened, it was, like, right overhead?
Mm-hmm.
Interesting.
By the way, hand signals guy, we found out, was just part of his team.
His guy?
Oh, there's a guy behind him that was, like,
Did he explain what he was doing?
They just interviewed him, and he just said he was I don't think they asked him even about
touching his hat.
He just said he's part of the team.
Is he part of the security team?
He was part of Charlie Kirk's squad.
Because he had tattoos and stuff. He looked like some I don't know, former military.
Could have been, but I don't remember exactly. But he was part of the team for sure.
That's called infiltration.
Do you think they all lost respect for their security team? They're like, dude, you guys suck, man.
I mean, a lot of the people are saying that they have to beef up security. I don't know if they lost respect. I just think that they understand there's a huge vulnerability now. And that's why Ben Shapiro, he's about to do a big college tour, but he's not doing it outside. It'll all be inside.
In an auditorium?
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
And it's probably a set of metal detectors, all that, huh?
Well, you can control it better. You don't have to worry about
Less vantage points from other roofs.
What do you think about the rumors surrounding George Zinn?
Who's that?
George Zinn is the old guy that they thought did it.
Oh, and they found a CP in his phone?
Well, yeah, but then apparently also they said they calculated the odds that he could have been so he was also at the Boston bombing. He was also at Ground Zero 9/11. Wow. He was at 9/11 when it happened, and he's at this, and they said there's like a 1 in whatever millions chance that any one person could have been at all of those.
That's like 31 Atlas, dude, going to all the planets at the same time.
Yeah.
That's crazy, dude.
Yeah, why was he there? Is he supposed to be some sort of decoy?
Yeah. And he apparently phoned in a phony bomb threat during I think it was either after or during the Boston bombing and got in trouble for it.
There was a theory of him saying that it was him so that he can get taken down so security would run to him. Yeah. So giving more opportunity for the
He said that. It's not a theory. He said that to the cops. And that's why he's being charged with obstruction of justice.
Well,
I guess the rumors is that he's some kind of trained crisis actor or something. But who knows?
Why was he in all those places? That's actually crazy. I hadn't even heard that.
He's a fan. He's a fan that
disaster before it happened.
Yeah, like a roadie, like a groupie girl that goes to every single concert.
How does he know what's gonna happen though?
No, he goes to all these highly probable places that have controversy.
So it's like
Boston Marathon?
9/11?
Yeah.
He must have been at a bunch of them where nothing happened, and he's like, oh, man.
So he's playing, these old guys, numbers game, right?
Yeah.
Just lock him up for life.
And then, of course, people love to point out that he's also an Ashkenazi Jew.
That answers everything.
Take that as you will. I don't really know the significance,
I don't get that.
but lots of people like to point it out. You ever seen that thing? I hate to perpetuate this, but it's funny. When there's these posts about who's behind this scheme, and then the last slide will always show the definition of Eastern Standard Time. You ever seen that?
What's Eastern Standard Time?
You know what that means? When you see it, you'll know.
I'm scared.
EST, right? Because there's so many things they can't say on social media, or else people come down on them, or the system will flag them, whatever. But then EST means every single time. It's code for every single time. Oh wow! That every single time you look into a crazy situation, that
Usual suspects.
it's that. But I was in the beginning, I was like, why do they keep putting this time zone thing at the end? I was like, why do they keep saying that? And then I'm like, oh,
Wow.
yeah. So. Who knows? He could just be an old crazy guy that just happened to be at the wrong places at the wrong time.
To immediately do that's pretty crazy.
Candace is right. 2026.
Anthony's coming out in 2026. Is that connected?
You see his face?
Are those things connected?